Liam, have you ever felt stuck? Not physically, but emotionally. Like your life is moving, but you are somehow not going anywhere.
Yes, and the strange thing is, I was busy. I was doing things, but something felt wrong, like I was living someone else's life.
There is a reason for that feeling, and today we are going to talk about it. There are 4 stages of life. Most people are stuck in one right now without even knowing it.
By the end of this conversation, you will know exactly which stage you are in, why you are stuck, and how to move forward.
Stay with us. This one is going to change something.
Floating topic bubbles.
Grammar, fluency, speaking, listening.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak English with Learn. I am Liam.
And I am Sophie. Today we are doing something a little different. This is a real conversation podcast, a deep, honest discussion about life, growth, and getting unstuck.
And this is also a listening practice episode. The vocabulary is real, the sentences are natural, and the ideas are ones that genuinely matter.
Before we begin, if you enjoy this kind of honest, thoughtful English conversation, please subscribe to Speak English with Learn. It helps us so much.
Now, Sophie, let me be honest about something.
Go ahead.
For a long time in my 20s, I thought I was figuring my life out. I was traveling. I was trying different things, different jobs, different cities, different relationships.
That sounds exciting.
It was. But deep down, something was off. I was always moving, but emotionally and mentally, I felt completely stuck, like I was running on a treadmill.
And here is the thing. There is actually a reason for that feeling. There are 4 distinct stages of life, and most people, without realizing it, get stuck in one of them for years, sometimes decades.
And which stage you are stuck in defines everything. The goals you chase, the relationships you choose, the struggles you cannot seem to get past.
By the end of today's conversation, you will know exactly where you are, and more importantly, how to move forward.
Let us start at the beginning. Stage 1. I call it the copycat stage.
Tell me about it.
So, I have a friend who woke up on his 38th birthday in the middle of a holiday he did not really want to be on, next to a person he did not really love anymore, working in a career he had stopped believing in years ago.
That is a painful moment.
It was. And the worst part was, he had done everything right. Good grades, good job, married the right person, bought the right house.
But he had never actually chosen any of it for himself.
Exactly. That moment, that realization, is the end of stage 1. And the tragedy is that some people never reach that moment at all.
So what actually is stage 1?
When we are born, we are completely helpless. We cannot walk, cannot talk, cannot feed ourselves. So we survive by watching and copying the people around us.
First, we learn physical skills. Walking, talking. Then we learn social skills by watching our peers.
The goal of stage 1 is to learn how to function in society so we can become self-sufficient adults. And in a healthy environment, the adults around us help us develop the ability to make our own decisions.
But not everyone grows up in a healthy environment.
Exactly. Some adults punish independence. They do not support individual choices. And so the child never develops that important sense of autonomy. They get stuck in stage 1.
Endlessly copying the people around them. living out other people's goals, other people's dreams, other people's definitions of success.
Constantly trying to please everyone, desperately seeking approval. And the exhausting thing is, you can never please everyone. You will always fall short of someone's expectations.
In a healthy development, stage 1 ends in late adolescence or early adulthood. But for some people, like your friends, it lasts well into their 30s or 40s.
And the only way out of stage 1 is to reach a point where you realize you cannot keep living through other people. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to develop your own sense of who you are.
That takes real courage.
It does. But when a person finally finds that courage to live on their own terms, they move into stage 2.
Stage 2, the explorer stage. This is what you were describing when you talked about your 20s.
Yes, stage 1 is about learning to fit in with the people around you. Stage 2 is about figuring out what makes you different from them.
This is the classic young person's adventure. Experimenting with your papers, new people, new experiences, new ideas.
You try things. Some of them go wonderfully. Some of them are spectacular failures. The goal is to stick with the ones that go well and learn from the ones that do not.
Because stage 2 is really about discovering your values.
Yes, and when I say values, I mean figuring out what is actually most important to you. Which people, which pursuits, which activities you are willing to build your life around.
Research shows that living in alignment with your values brings a greater sense of meaning and genuine well-being. It keeps you motivated and genuinely excited about life.
And stage 2 is thrilling at first. You feel like you can do anything, like every door is open, like the whole world is available to you.
But then, something uncomfortable starts to happen.
You start running into your own limitations. And despite what certain motivational speakers might tell you, discovering your limitations is actually a healthy and necessary thing.
Because the truth is, you are just going to be bad at some things, no matter how hard you try.
And the earlier you accept that, the better. Because then you can stop wasting time on things that will never truly work for you and start focusing on what actually will.
There is another version of this limitation. Some things are genuinely exciting at first, but have diminishing returns over time.
Travel is a good example. The first time you visit a new country, extraordinary. The second and third, wonderful. But after many, many countries, it starts to blur into one long, expensive journey that leaves you feeling strangely empty.
Because anything driven purely by novelty and pleasure, the more you do it, the less meaningful it becomes.
And eventually, stage 2 asks you a serious question. Your time on this planet is limited. What do you actually want to spend it on?
That is the question that moves you forward. In healthy development, stage 2 lasts from mid-adolescence through to the late 20s or early 30s.
But some people never move past it. They become what you might call eternal explorers, always discovering themselves, never quite finding anything, always chasing the next exciting thing.
Peter Pan syndrome.
Exactly, refusing to commit, refusing to admit that some dreams simply will not come true, getting addicted to the highs of novelty and new experiences.
The way out of stage 2 is to find something or someone that you care about so deeply that you are willing to give your life to it. Not recklessly, but with full intentional.
Find what you love and let it define you.
Stage 3. This is where it gets serious. I call it the builder stage.
This is the great consolidation of life. Out go the friendships that drain you and hold you back. Out go the hobbies and activities that are enjoyable but ultimately meaningless in the bigger picture.
And in comes focus. Real, deep, committed focus.
You double down on what you are genuinely best at. You double down on the relationships that truly matter. You double down on the mission that feels most important to you.
Whether that is building a business, raising a family, creating art, solving an important problem, or contributing to your community.
Stage 3 is when you actually get things done, not just dreaming about them, not just exploring possibilities, actually building something real and lasting.
And this is where real English fluency often develops too. When you social bling and convict to the daily product, the daily conversation, the consistent effort.
That is a beautiful parallel. Stage 3 is about commitment over exploration, depth over breadth.
In normal development, stage 3 lasts from roughly your 30s through to retirement age.
But some people get lodged in stage 3 because they do not know how to let go. They cannot stop building, cannot stop achieving, cannot accept that there is a natural end to this phase.
They remain intensely driven and ambitious well into their 70s and 80s.
Which sounds admirable, but actually prevents them from experiencing what stage 4 offers.
Stage 4. This is the one most people never direct about. I call it the legacy stage.
There was a philosopher and writer named Ernest Becker. He spent his career in relative obscurity. Then, in his early 40s, he was diagnosed with terminal cancer.
He had 1 year left to live.
And in that year, with everything stripped away, his thinking became completely clear. He wrote a book called The Denial of Death. It was published shortly after he died. It won a Pulitzer Prize, and it became one of the most influential works of the 20th century.
What was his core idea?
That all of us spend our lives building what he called immortality projects. Things designed to outlive us. Families, legacies, institutions, art, knowledge, businesses. We build them because they give our lives meaning that reaches beyond our own limited time.
And stage 4 is when you have to come to terms with what you built and what happens to it after you are gone.
People enter stage 4 having spent decades investing everything they had into something meaningful. They worked hard, they built things, they loved people, they sacrificed. And now their energy and circumstances no longer allow them to push forward the way they once did.
Stage 4 is not about doing more. It is about letting go.
And here is where it becomes psychologically complex. Because letting go is genuinely hard, especially if your entire identity has been built around achievement and impact.
Some people respond by clinging to power, working into their 80s, fighting change, refusing to pass the torch.
Others go too far in the other direction. They give up too quickly, resign themselves to irrelevance.
But the rare few who navigate stage 4 well, they find a third way.
They stop asking, what can I still accomplish? And start asking, what can I support? What can I teach? What can I pass on?
They become the mentor, the elder, the guide. And in doing so, their influence actually becomes permanent. Not because they did more, but because they gave it away at exactly the right time.
That is a profound and counterintuitive truth.
The more tightly you hold on to something, the more it slips away. The more generously you give it away, the more it lasts.
Now let us talk about something that most people do not discuss clearly: the transitions between stages.
Personal growth is often portrayed as this smooth, joyful progression. More understanding, more peace, more success.
But the reality is completely different. Transitions between life stages are almost always triggered by pain, by loss, by failure, by a crisis that makes your current way of living feel completely unsustainable.
Think about it. Why would anyone go through the trouble of completely reorienting their values and priorities unless the current ones had somehow broken down?
Unless life as you knew it had stopped working for you in some fundamental way.
And here is something important. Later stages do not replace the earlier ones. They build on top of them.
A stage 2 person still cares about social approval from stage 1. They just care about something more than social approval.
A stage 3 person still enjoys exploration from stage 2. They just care about their commitments more.
Each stage is a reshuffling of what matters most, not a deletion of what came before.
And this is also why transitions can rupture friendships and relationships.
If all of your friends are in stage 2, happily exploring, trying new things, avoiding commitment, and you suddenly move into stage 3, committing to your work and your family and your mission,
There will be a fundamental disconnect between your values and theirs. And that can be genuinely painful to Nanning.
sometimes people get lodged in a stage for years, even decades, not because they cannot change, but because the environment around them keeps them there.
So let us make this practical. How do you actually move forward from each stage?
To move beyond stage 1, you must accept that you will never be enough for everyone all the time. And therefore, you must start making decisions for yourself, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it disappoints people.
To move beyond stage 2, you both accept that you will nervous body of accomplishing over the dreams of. And therefore, you must zero what matters most and connecting to it.
To move beyond stage 3, you must recognize that time and energy are genuinely limited. And therefore, you must start redirecting your focus towards helping others continue the work you began, towards teaching, towards mentoring, towards passing it on.
And to move beyond stage 4, you most some favor those of Christ is dead. That the essential of one person, no matter how worth remarkable, will eventually, and that to today, that is the nactics of life.
Ultimately, all 4 of these transitions are about the same thing: honestly assessing what you value, and then courageously prioritizing something new.
Something that fits better where you actually are in your life right now.
Sophie, I want to connect all of this to English learning directly, because I think it is deeply relevant.
Please do.
Many English learners are stuck in stage 1. They are copying other people's learning methods. They are following someone else's idea of what good English looks like. They are endlessly seeking approval, from teachers, from native speakers, from people online.
And they never develop their own voice, their own style, their own confident way of expressing themselves.
Some learners are stuck in stage 2, always exploring, always downloading the next app, taking the next course, trying the next method, but never committing deeply to any single approach long enough to see real results.
And some learners are ready for stage 3. They have found what works for them. They just need to commit, to stop dabbling, to show up every day and build something real.
Which stage do you think most of our listeners are in?
Honestly, I think many are right at the transition between stage 1 and stage 2. They are beginning to find their own voice. They are starting to trust themselves. But they still feel the pull of seeking external validation.
So the message to them is this: you do not need permission to speak English. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need someone else's approval to call yourself an English speaker.
You just need to start choosing for yourself, choosing your style, choosing what to say, choosing to speak even when it feels imperfect.
That is stage 2 energy, and it is exactly where real growth happens.
What is your question for our listeners today?
Which stage do you think you are in right now? And what is one small step you could take this week to begin moving forward?
Leave your answer in the comments. We genuinely read every single one, and we would love to know where you are on your journey.
Whether it is your life journey or your English journey, you are not stuck forever. You are just between stages, and the next one is waiting.
If today's episode meant something to you, please subscribe to Speak English with Learn and share it with one person who might need to hear this today.
Keep going, keep growing, and remember, feeling stuck is not the end of the story. It is often the beginning of the best part.
This is Sophie.
And this is Liam, and you have been listening to Speak English with Learn.
See you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.